Something changed forever in the Heartland Season 19 finale, and almost no one noticed it at first. A moment so emotional and so unexpected that it left fans asking one question: is Amy finally ready to open her heart again? And just when the ranch felt peaceful, a shocking truth about Gracie came out that flipped everything upside down. Stay with me as we break down every hidden detail you might have missed at the end of episode 9. Heartland was standing at a fragile point. Amy and Nathan had been growing closer in a way that felt gentle but confusing. It wasn't forced and it wasn't rushed, yet everyone could see that something real was forming between them. Amy, still carrying the weight of Ty's memory, had been careful with every step she took. She wasn't avoiding love, she was simply afraid of replacing someone who could never be replaced. Nathan understood this more than anyone, which only made things more complicated. Meanwhile, Gracie's behavior had been turning strange. She wasn't acting like the calm, steady presence Heartland fans knew. She was distracted, nervous, and hiding something that made even Jack raise an eyebrow. Tim felt it too. He could sense trouble coming, but he didn't yet know where it would come from or how deeply it would cut. Episode 9 also left the Heartland Ranch full of quiet tension. Lou was dealing with her own challenges at the office. Jack was trying to keep the family steady, and Tim was caught between being protective and being suspicious. Everything felt like it was building toward something big, but none of them knew just how explosive the season finale would be. Amy tried to keep her focus on the horses and the ranch work, but every time Nathan appeared, she felt that little spark she couldn't ignore anymore. She didn't want it, but she also didn't want to run from it. And that's what made the finale so powerful. This was not just another episode. This was the moment Amy faced a choice she had been putting off for years. Gracie's secret, hidden in the shadows of the ranch, was quietly waiting to come out. And when it finally did, it shook Heartland in a way no one expected. But for now, as episode 10 begins, the characters don't know the storm that's coming. They only feel the pressure in the air. It's the kind that comes right before everything changes. Episode 10 begins with a stillness that feels almost unnatural for the Heartland Ranch. The sun rises slowly over the hills, casting a soft golden light across the barns and the fields. But even with the peaceful scenery, there's something heavy in the air, something unsaid, something waiting. You can feel it before anyone even speaks. Amy steps out of the house early, long before the others wake. She moves through the morning chores like she always does, but today her mind is somewhere else. Every time she pauses to breathe, she thinks of her conversation with Nathan from the night before. His words were gentle, but they stuck with her like a question she isn't ready to answer. She isn't rushing, but she isn't running either. And for Amy, that alone is a big change. Nathan arrives at the ranch shortly after. This time, he doesn't walk in with his usual confidence. He hesitates at the gate, holding a quiet worry in his eyes. He knows Amy is struggling with the idea of letting someone new into her heart, and he doesn't want to push her. Still, the way he looked at her last night, he knows what he feels, and he knows what he wants to tell her before the day ends. But the tension doesn't stop with them. Gracie appears soon after, but her energy is completely different. She avoids eye contact, keeps her arms close to her body, and moves like she's afraid someone might ask the wrong question. She jumps when Tim calls her name. She forces a smile when Jack checks on her. But the truth is clear. Gracie is hiding something. Something big enough to shake the calm out of her voice and the warmth out of her actions. Tim senses it almost immediately. He watches Gracie from a distance, noticing the way she keeps checking her phone and how she avoids being alone with anyone. He doesn't confront her yet, but the suspicion grows inside him like a storm cloud. Meanwhile, Jack feels that something has shifted too. He isn't sure if it's Amy's emotional struggle, Nathan's nervous arrival, or Gracie's unsettling silence, but he knows the family is standing on the edge of something important. The ranch becomes a place of quiet. Horses seem restless. Conversations feel shorter, and everyone is waiting for something they can't name. The episode doesn't open with drama, it opens with a pressure that slowly builds, the kind that makes viewers lean in, knowing that whatever happens next will change everything. This is the calm before the emotional storm. And Heartland fans know that when the ranch is this quiet, the truth is about to break wide open as the day unfolds on Heartland Ranch. The quiet tension finally pushes Amy and Nathan into a moment neither of them can avoid. It happens near the training ring, the place where Amy usually feels the safest. But today, even the horses seem to sense something unusual. They watch Amy with calm, steady eyes as if they know she's about to face the truth she has been avoiding. Nathan approaches her carefully, not wanting to scare her away. He isn't the type to rush into emotional conversations, but the weight he's been carrying is too heavy to keep quiet anymore. He stops a few steps away from her, waiting for her to turn around. When she finally meets his eyes, the silence between them is full of things unspoken. Nathan breathes in deeply before he speaks. His voice isn't shaky, but you can hear the softness of someone choosing honesty over comfort. He tells Amy that the time he has spent at Heartland has changed him. He says she has changed him, not in a dramatic way, but in the way real feelings grow slow, honest, and impossible to ignore. He admits that he didn't expect to care about her this much, and he didn't expect her strength, her kindness, or the quiet way she helps everyone around her. Amy listens without interrupting. Her heart beats faster, but her face stays calm. This is not the first time someone has opened up to her, but it's the first time in years that she feels truly seen again. Nathan doesn't compare himself to Ty, and he doesn't try to take Ty's place. He speaks to Amy as she is now a woman who is healed, but still carries scars. And that is what makes his words hit deeper than she expected. Amy finally tells him what she's been afraid to say out loud. She admits that part of her is scared to move forward, scared to let herself feel something new. She knows grief changes people. She knows love doesn't erase the past. And she fears that choosing someone new might somehow mean letting go of the life she had before. Nathan doesn't push her. Instead, he tells her the one thing she needed to hear. You don't have to replace anyone. You just have to be you. And if there's a place for me in your life, I'm willing to wait. The moment is quiet, but powerful. Amy doesn't give him an answer yet, but she doesn't walk away either. The air between them shifts, almost like the ranch itself is holding its breath. For the first time, Amy feels something unfamiliar, a sense of possibility that doesn't scare her as much as before. This confession isn't loud, dramatic, or rushed. It's gentle, honest, and deeply human, and it sets the stage for the shocking events that are about to follow, events that will challenge not only their new connection, but the entire Heartland family. The calm of the ranch finally cracks when Gracie's secret comes out, and it happens in a way no one expects. It starts with small moments, little things that don't make sense. Jack notices Gracie avoiding the barns. Lou sees her taking long calls in the back of the property, and Amy catches her wiping away tears when she thinks no one is watching. Something is wrong, but no one knows what it is until the truth hits all at once. It begins when Tim sees Gracie near the old storage shed, looking nervous and pacing. He calls out her name. She jumps like she's been caught doing something she shouldn't. Instead of answering him, she tries to walk away, but Tim follows her. His voice is sharp, but not cruel. He wants answers. He wants the truth. And Gracie, already shaken by the pressure of her secret, finally breaks. Her face crumbles, and she whispers that she can't keep lying anymore. Tim's expression changes instantly. He softens, sensing the fear behind her words. He tells her to breathe, to calm down, and to explain what she's been hiding. And that's when the bombshell drops. Gracie has been in contact with someone from her past, someone she hoped she would never have to deal with again. The messages became threatening, and eventually, this person tried to drag her back into a situation she fought hard to escape. She didn't tell the family because she didn't want to bring danger to the ranch. She didn't want to be a burden. But the fear has been eating her alive. Tim is stunned. He expected drama, maybe a personal mistake, but not this. He immediately becomes protective. His voice, now steady and calm, tells her she should have come to them sooner. But Gracie shakes her head. She hated the idea of causing trouble, especially when Amy's situation with Nathan was growing more complicated. She didn't want to be another problem. Tim is stunned. He expected drama, maybe a personal mistake, but not this. he immediately becomes protective. His voice, now steady and calm, tells her she should have come to them sooner. But Gracie shakes her head. She hated the idea of causing trouble, especially when Amy's situation with Nathan was growing more complicated. She didn't want to be another problem. Jack and Amy arrive halfway through the confession, drawn by the raised voices. When Gracie sees them, she breaks down even more. She apologizes, saying she never meant to hide the truth, but felt trapped and ashamed. Amy steps forward first, wrapping her arms around Gracie with a tenderness that only she can give. She reminds Gracie that Heartland is built on trust, on family, and on facing problems together, not alone. Jack listens quietly, his face hard, but understanding. He tells Gracie that no matter what she's facing, she is part of Heartland now, and no one gets left behind. His words hit her harder than anything else. For the first time in weeks, she feels safe enough to breathe. The family's reactions turn the moment from fear into strength. But the reveal of Gracie's secret sends ripples through the ranch. It explains her silence, her strange behavior, and her distance. Yet it also raises new questions about whether the threat from her past is truly gone, or whether it might come back. This moment becomes the emotional turning point of the finale. It pulls the family together, just as Amy's future hangs in the balance. And now, with Gracie's truth out in the open, the ranch braces for the next big decision, the one only Amy can make. After Gracie's secret finally comes out, the ranch feels heavier than it has in a long time. The truth has been spoken, the fear is on the table, but the emotional weight doesn't fade, it settles. Everyone is shaken, but Amy feels it the deepest. Not because Gracie lied, but because Amy remembers what it feels like to carry something alone. To hide your pain, to protect people even when it hurts you, that memory stirs something inside her, something she has been trying to ignore. The sun begins to set, and Heartland glows with soft orange light. It's beautiful, but it carries a sad quietness. The ranch is calm after the storm, yet Amy feels a different kind of storm inside her. Nathan had shared his truth earlier. Gracie revealed hers. Now Amy realizes she's the only one left holding back. She walks away from the house. Toward the hill overlooking the fields, the same hill where she once sat with Ty, the place where she felt closest to him. She stands there for a long moment, letting the breeze move through her hair, letting the memories rise and settle. She remembers Ty's laughter, his strength, the way he believed in her when she doubted herself. Losing him left a scar so deep she thought she would never heal. But standing here now, she realizes something she hasn't admitted out loud. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. And loving again doesn't erase the past. It simply adds to it. Amy sits in the grass, her eyes soft, her breathing slow. She thinks about Nathan, about his honesty, his patience. The way he doesn't try to replace what she had, but instead wants to walk beside her. She thinks about how she didn't run from him earlier, how she felt a tiny spark of hope, even though it scared her. And then she thinks about her daughter, Lindy. What example does she want to set for her? To stay frozen in the past? Or to show that life can move forward even after heartbreak? The moment becomes the turning point of the entire finale. Amy closes her eyes, and for the first time, she lets herself imagine a future that looks different, not one that erases Ty, but one where she isn't afraid to feel again. The thought is gentle, not overwhelming. It doesn't hurt, it feels possible. When Amy finally stands up, she looks stronger than she has in years. Not because she made a decision already, but because she allowed herself to consider one. That's the moment everything changes. That's the moment Amy chooses. Not fear, not grief, but courage. As she walks back toward the ranch, the camera would focus on her steady steps, the warm light around her and the quiet determination in her eyes. She's ready to face whatever comes next, whether it's love, uncertainty, or both. Heartland has always been about healing, growth, and second chances. And in this quiet turning point, Amy takes her first real step toward a new chapter. Night falls on Heartland, but it isn't a dark night. The sky is clear, the stars are bright, and the ranch feels wrapped in a soft, peaceful glow. Yet inside Amy's heart, everything is loud. Every step she takes toward the stables feels like she's walking toward a future she never imagined she would face. Nathan is there, waiting quietly beside one of the horses he helped her train. He doesn't pace, he doesn't fidget, he simply waits, because that is who he is when it comes to her. Amy stops a few feet away. For a moment, neither of them says a word. The silence isn't awkward. It's full, thick with everything they haven't said, everything they feel, but haven't dared to speak. Nathan looks at her with a mix of hope and fear, like he's preparing for both joy and heartbreak at the same time. He finally breaks the silence. His voice is calm, but you can hear the emotion behind it. He tells her that he meant every word he said earlier, that he cares for her deeply, that he would never expect her to forget her past or replace what she lost. He simply wants a chance, just a chance to be part of her life, if she's ready. And then, almost too softly to hear, he asked the question fans didn't expect to hear this season. Amy, do you see a future with me? Could you ever see us building something real together? He doesn't use the word marriage, but the meaning hangs in the air. The scene is framed like a proposal without the ring and emotional test of the heart. Rather than a traditional moment, Amy feels her breath catch. She looks at Nathan, really looks at him. She sees a man who isn't trying to take Ty's place, but a man willing to stand beside her while she keeps Ty's memory alive. She sees kindness. She sees understanding. And for the first time, she sees the possibility of loving someone without guilt. But this is Amy, careful, thoughtful, honest. She doesn't rush. She doesn't pretend. Instead, she steps closer to Nathan and speaks with a steady, emotional voice. She tells him that she does see something between them, something real, something gentle, something worth exploring. She admits she doesn't know what the future will look like, but she knows she doesn't want fear to stop her anymore. And then she tells him the words that change the entire tone of the finale. I'm not ready to promise everything yet, but I am ready to try. Nathan closes his eyes, relieved. It's not a yes to marriage, not yet, but it's a yes to hope, a yes to healing, a yes to something new. And in the world of Heartland, that is bigger than any proposal. The camera would slowly pull back, showing the two of them standing together in the warm, stable lights, the horses watching quietly, as if they understand what just happened. It's not flashy, it's not dramatic, it's real. And it's enough to make fans wonder if Season 20 will bring the moment everyone is waiting for. The morning after Amy and Nathan's powerful moment, Heartland feels different. Not louder, not busier, but steadier. As the sun rises, the ranch glows with a quiet sense of renewal. Amy steps out of the house with a calm expression. It's the look of someone who finally allowed her heart to breathe. She didn't say yes to marriage, but she said yes to beginning again, and that may be the bravest decision she has made since losing Ty. Nathan arrives early, unsure how much has changed, but when Amy greets him with a soft smile, everything becomes clear. They are moving forward slowly but openly, not as strangers, not as two people trapped in their pasts, but as two souls walking toward something new with patience and care. Their story no longer feels uncertain now. It feels hopeful. Meanwhile, Gracie's confession continues to ripple through the ranch. The family gathers around her with more support than she expected. Lou suggests a plan to ensure her safety. Jack reminds her that the ranch is her home, and Tim stays closer than ever, finally showing the protective side he usually hides. Gracie begins to regain her confidence, understanding that hiding pain only makes it heavier. Her truth brought the whole family together, and in that unity, she finds strength she didn't know she had. But the finale doesn't close every door. Instead, it opens new ones. Amy and Nathan's delicate connection hints at a deeper storyline coming in, Season 21, that will test their patience, challenge their fears, and maybe even bring the question of marriage back into the spotlight. Fans can already feel the slow build of something real between them, and now that Amy has chosen courage over fear, the path ahead is wide open. Gracie's past, though partly resolved, still carries shadows. The finale suggests that someone from her old life may return, bringing complications that could threaten the peace of the ranch. It's not a cliffhanger meant to scare, it's meant to warn that healing doesn't end overnight. Her journey is only beginning. The Heartland family will be tested as they stand by her, as the camera pulls back in the finale's final scene. We see Amy walking between the barns, the horses moving calmly around her. Nathan joins her, not grabbing her hand, not rushing, simply matching her steps. It's symbolic, quiet, and beautifully Heartland. The screen fades, not on drama, but on hope, a promise that love, healing, and second chances will shape the next chapter.